body slamming the reporter after he asked a question. House Speaker Paul Ryan, during a weekly briefing, says no matter what the details, it should not have happened.
There's never a call for physical altercations. There is no time where a physical altercation should occur with the press or with just between human beings. So that is wrong, and it should not have happened.
Gianforte has been charged with a misdemeanor assault charge. Unclear as how the incident will affect his chances in a special election being held in that state today. House Speaker Paul Ryan is assuring investors Congress will move to raise the federal debt ceiling in time to avert any possible default by the U.S. on its obligations. Ryan made the remarks a day after Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin warned lawmakers Congress needs to vote to increase the almost $20 trillion borrowing cap. On Wall Street, the Dow closed up 70 points. You're listening to NPR News.
Want to cry? We want to cry, and we'll tell you why. Google I.O., what you need to know. An icon dies, Zuck speaks, an app store still getting under my skin, plus your calls and our rants coming up next.
Buy it, use it, break it, fix it, trash it, change it, mail, upgrade it, charge it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it, plug it, play it, burn it, rip it, drag it, drop it, zip, unzip it, lock it, fill it, call it, find it, view it, code it, jam, unlock it, surf it, scroll it, pause it, click it, cross it, crack it, switch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, scan it, send it, fax, rename it, touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it, turn it, leave it, start, format it, Technologic.
Live from studios in Self Hall on the beautiful campus of Jacksonville State University, it's the Hey Techies Show. Now, here are your hosts in chairs that should have been thrown out years ago, Michael, Bruce, and the Guru.
Technologic.
It's gone. 3. Welcome to the Hey Techie Show. And if you were just calling, call back, 256-782-5600. And you can be on the Hey Techie Show. And we have quite the show tonight because we had a lot happen over the last few weeks. We weren't on, obviously, last week.
Yeah, totally forgot about that.
We'll just dig some stuff up that's happened, and we'll just sort of bounce it off each other. And maybe your call can be on the air tonight. We'd be glad to talk to you. Well, I welcome in, by the way, I'm Michael. I welcome in Bruce. How was Bruce? He just drug in here.
I just barely made it.
He flew here onto us. And the Guru.
Hello. How are you, Michael?
Doing well.
You've had a good week?
Yes, I have.
You sure?
Yes. It's
Okay,
been very
good.
busy, but had a good week.
It's always busy.
I got an email actually today from our listener, Jason.
Oh, okay.
And he's always checking in at least once a week. I don't know who this person is.
Well, we
but
appreciate it.
Yeah, we do.
yeah,
We appreciate
yeah,
you for
thank you.
listening. And anyway, I'm starting to get the sniffles all of a sudden now.
Uh-oh.
I've actually,
It's not
it's
good.
been cleared
Is it
up.
because you're sad?
Yeah, but I might be a little sad.
I'm sad. It's a sad day.
Yeah,
Now, technically, I could keep going.
yeah, we could
Technically,
Yeah, you could.
Could you keep going?
No, I could.
It would just be all data.
Correct. Yeah. Let's.
So-
we better not.
Yeah.
We it's too early for sad.
You think?
Yeah.
Or get it over with. Just
Well-
go ahead and get it over with.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go ahead and get it over with.
It's like yanking that Band-Aid off, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And if you're wondering, what in the world are we talking about?
Yes, it's very sad.
Hangouts.
Yes. Our favorite messaging app
Love it.
of all time.
I would say that. I would agree.
Oh yeah, of all time. I mean,
Of-
not that my time's very long,
Yes. And not
but,
that the apps and all that is very
No.
long.
but
Seamless integration across all my devices.
yes,
Is no more. Technically, I could continue using it since I'm
Yeah,
Project
since you're
5.
Project 5.
But you can't use it on your phone unless it's just data, right? You can't do
yeah,
SMS.
that's correct. I wouldn't be able to do SMS, but I could go back and forth with you or the Guru.
So I convinced you
Yes, to go to Signal.
to Signal, which I will caveat there. I'm still skeptical.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Do you know, I had a friend of ours, a good friend of the show,
Yep.
Ted, who had questions about it.
Yep.
One particular question is that He noticed it asked about 1 million things to have permissions.
It
to.
does, which
It's
you can deny. Which you can deny.
You can deny.
Which we've had this conversation.
Yeah, it was a pretty long list.
It
I was
was.
pretty surprised.
Yes.
But, however, just to give the audience an understanding, Signal is supposedly free, as far as I know.
Yep.
They state it's free. There's no adware to it, anything like that.
For now.
No. Well, hold on. I'm going to get to that.
How are they monetizing it?
Well,
Play devil's advocate
I'm going to
here
get
for a
to
minute.
that. I know how.
Okay.
It's
Calm
not.
down.
It's not. But no. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I know how. They claim it's not monetized. Actually, they claim it's basically sponsored by. They say a grant along with developers who probably donate their time and people that put money into it, like organizations or businesses that want
So
this.
it's sort of
And
open
here's
source.
the back
Sorta.
the back end of this is what I'm getting at. I think I could be wrong, but I think part of it is that there are some people that will be glad to keep it going if they can keep end-to-end encryption. I think that's what's keeping it afloat. The idea of end-to-end encryption between two individuals
Yes.
that are using Signal.
Yep. I will say this. In the space, the famous stars,
Yes.
Bruce Schneier and Matt Green, give their thumbs up. Not that I'm going to follow everything that they say and do, but I think there's definitely weight to it being endorsed by them. So I for now will swap.
The one thing that it obviously, and this goes without saying, but it's only encrypted between two individuals, and I'm restating this because I want to be clear.
Yes.
Using the app.
Yep.
So that's very important because
Yes.
it does not encrypt SMS. Obviously, I mean it wouldn't work.
Yeah. It's kind of like we both had to have Hangouts.
Correct,
We
right.
both have to have Signal.
Exactly.
If we both have Signal, it's encrypted. So we got to convince the guru.
Well, this is the first I heard of it. Like
I know. I did.
Yeah.
To
at
be
like
honest with
a
you,
little before 5 o'clock, me and Michael
That's
sit down
true.
and have a meal together, and he's telling me about it. I was like, why didn't y'all tell me?
well,
Because I've been getting these like group text messages with all of us, and I'm like, oh, they switched to just plain SMS. That's quite surprising for
well, we had to.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
come
for
on.
Bruce. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm game for trying it at
Yep.
least.
And
you know,
and there's I know for Chrome there's a plugin. I don't know about. I'm sure Firefox has a plugin.
I haven't
for
fooled
it.
with that yet.
it'd be good if it had a plug-in because
It
like
does have-
right here
Yes.
when we're doing
And
a
that's
show,
why I love it.
I usually have Google Hangouts pulled up where I can see it.
Yes.
And you could do something similar with
Yes.
Signal.
So whenever with Signal, I gave it no permissions to anything.
Locked it down.
And whenever I decided, well, all right, I'm going to add it to this device. In fact, I added this device right before the show because I had already.
Oh, that's what you were doing. Okay.
Yes.
I haven't
So
really
I had
fooled
to
with
go into my settings,
Yeah.
give it permissions for the camera, which is understandable because sometimes you may want to take a picture of something and send
that.
it.
Right. Yeah.
So giving the camera permission was fine. So I took a picture of that QR code and said allow that device. Then from my phone, I can disallow that device. So that's why I pinged you earlier
Yes.
to see, hey, is that going to come up? And is it going to sync immediately with my phone? And it did.
Yes.
So I installed Signal years ago. Well, I won't say years ago, a long time ago. A day seems like a year right now. And I couldn't get anybody to go.
Yeah.
And plus, at the same time, I was skeptical.
So this has been around a while.
yeah,
Yeah,
I would
I don't-
say-
Okay. I've never heard of it, but
Well, I admit I haven't either.
I wanna say
but
I
then
was-
again,
let me ask you this.
but then again, I really
go.
wasn't looking because I was hanging out.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Hangout did what it was supposed to do.
I mean, geez, it was working.
You know what's funny? I went to the iOS App Store. I was going to install Signal on
Yes.
my iPhone here, and I searched for Signal, just the word Signal. You know what the first one is? Text Burner, anonymous texting private phone app. But it says it's an ad, so apparently they have bought that ad search term. This other text burner app.
yeah.
It's free, but it's got in-app purchases.
Oh yeah.
Where
Yeah.
Signal does
But
not.
Signal's the second one, so that's what I'm gonna go with. But anyway, I thought that was interesting.
That is
But let me
interesting.
ask you this, Bruce, about what was we talking about? Me and Michael talked about. Oh, the the app Slack. That's made for like group messaging, team messaging.
Yeah.
Have you ever used it? You got any experience with it?
I've never had a need for it.
Okay.
I have friends that use it heavily with the
Okay.
teams that they're in.
Yeah.
And they are also an organization that they have that flexibility.
Okay.
So it's one of those,
So you work for some super secret organization where you've got very proprietary information you can't.
Well, from a governance standpoint, you don't want something that you have no control over.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, it's definitely something that's taken off. So I know a little bit about it, but not enough to really even speak to it.
Okay. I was asking Michael about it. So I asked, have you heard of Slack? He's like, yeah, I've heard of it. I just want to ask you.
I will say I could guarantee you that probably a lot of the CS students here in group, if they have a group.
Yeah.
I've seen
project in
people
the
who are
class, they definitely-
slacking.
That's different.
All the
Oh,
time.
that's different. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
sorry.
C students here. But
Actually,
It's an app called
better not
Slack.
say
It has
that.
nothing to do with the other Slack.
but yes.
slacking.
well,
I will say,
Quite-
give me if that's something you want to talk about, give me a week and
Okay.
I'll be able to speak. to it.
sadly, oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm
We
done.
won't be on in a week.
No,
We're
that's
not
not true.
Okay.
But that's not what I was thinking of. I was
All right.
thinking of
Oh, we got to do what we're gonna do. Is that what you're gonna say?
well, it may be in a minute.
Okay.
We can wait. We can wait. We want to tease it.
Yeah.
Kinda, we'll just stay
It-
tuned.
That's right.
We got a lot going on.
Proper burial.
That's right. We got to do a proper burial. Oh, boy. Well, the proper burial of Hangouts coming up shortly
You don't want to miss it, folks.
on the Hey Techies show. Be right back.
We're just getting started. Plenty more Hey Techies show for your listening pleasure.
Gamecock Outfitters, located on the square at 109 Ladica Street in Jacksonville, provides customers with outdoor apparel and gear. Gamecock Outfitters is able to help you find exactly what you need for every outdoor adventure. Gamecock Outfitters is open Tuesday through Friday from 10 o'clock to 5:30 and Saturday from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. For additional information, contact them at 256-435-2008 or check out their website at GadsdenOutfitters.com.
Welcome back into the Hey Techies show. Yeah, just the burials keep coming. Yeah,
It's-
Roger Moore. Sir Roger Moore died.
I had no clue until you told me.
Oh, really?
I
That's
really-
odd because you always are up. You have been busy.
Yes.
You've been under a rock.
I have been very busy. But yeah, had no clue. No clue. I will say this though, he's not the what is touted, I guess, by the James Bond aficionados
Yeah.
is the best James Bond.
I was asked about that this week, and I really tell you, I really don't have a choice. I can't come up with one or the other. I liked all of them generally well. I guess I just liked the films from the way they were done, the actors or actresses that were in them, the roles they played. I just thought that they picked the right person at the time. No, so people are going to disagree with me. That's fine. But, I liked Lazy Envy for the one he did.
I was gonna say
I actually thought that was a pretty good one.
I will say that the aficionados have voted George Lazenby as the best James
Really?
Bond.
He
Yes.
only did one.
And he only did one.
And it was actually very comical, believe it or not. It had a lot of funny moments, and I enjoyed watching it.
But Roger Moore played in the most.
Yeah, he did. He did. He played in some of the best ones. He played in Moonraker.
Yep.
And I think Live and Let Die.
Yep, that was his first one.
Yeah, Live and Let Die.
So, I don't know. I can kind of agree with you that I think they've all done really well.
Now, a lot of people, well, I shouldn't say that. Some people I've talked to really like Daniel Craig.
I will say his very first one, I was impressed.
Somebody else said that they liked him in his very first one.
I don't think I've seen I don't think I've seen Spectre. I maybe have.
No, I haven't ever seen.
I don't know. So I can't. I will say his debut was spot on. I was like, man, I like this James Bond. Like I'm fine with that. But yeah, I don't know.
I haven't seen.
I will say when I was younger, and this is definitely younger. Whenever you said James Bond, I pictured Pierce Brosnan because that was kind of who I grew up with.
Right.
But then as I got older and I went back and watched all of them, and then with the introduction of Daniel Craig, when you say James Bond, I'm not really sure who.
Yeah.
Who do I picture?
See that's a whole thing. It's just I think to me it has more to do with the movie itself.
Yeah.
What I think that I'll go again. I think the actors that they chose did a great job for the storyline, and it fit.
Yeah. Well, I will say, out of the aficionados, I think Brosnan was voted the worst.
Well, yeah, I know that. I was going to say, I guarantee you, they voted him the worst.
Yeah. I would say he's probably the most.
Here again, I haven't had a problem with any of them.
Yeah, I guess he was the most pretty.
Well, one of them. There's a couple of them that are unofficial. There's a, and I can't remember the guy's name.
Yeah, but those are like made for TV.
Well, it may have been. I don't remember. But what I'm saying is, one of them I know I've never seen. It's a parody. They had a parody one,
okay.
And then one of them was Never Say Never Again, which Sean Connery
played,
redid his role, which is a remake of Thunderball, really.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now the parody you're talking about, Austin Powers.
Yeah. No, I'm not. But that's a good one. No, I'm not talking about. No, I can't remember the name of that. There's one that most people do not credit as being a real James Bond film, and I can't not remember.
Oh, Casino Royale.
No.
Well, that's one of them.
Yeah, I know, but that technically is one of the books. I think that's the first one, if I'm not
Well,
mistaken.
and as whenever I say that, because that was Daniel Craig's
correct
debut, but there was one in '67.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that may be it. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That could be it. Yeah. See, some of this I know, some of it I don't.
Yeah. And part of it too, I guess the reason why I think Pierce is because of GoldenEye on N64. It was like the best video game on. And that's just, I don't know. That's what you think.
GoldenEye?
GoldenEye. Man.
You liked that one, huh? That was a good video game. Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And the people that made the game had zero experience making video games.
Oh, wow.
And they made one of it. It's probably been voted the best N64 game. I would say it probably for me ties with Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
What?
Yeah, that was a good game.
Really?
Yeah.
Up there with Legends of Zelda.
Legend of Zelda. Did you never play? You never played?
No, so I'm not a gamer. I know what you're talking about. I'm not.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Great game.
Nothing against gamers. I can talk to them.
Great game. Anyway, so moving on. When are we going to do this burial though? I'm kind of antsy, I'll be honest.
You kind of antsy.
I really am.
Oh.
You want to do it now? Do I need? Wish I had some sort of like a sound effect for this, but I don't.
So are we doing this? I'm not only going to do it from my phone. I'm doing it from my computer too.
Well, go ahead. Yeah.
So you're seeing it here first.
So if you're not watching us on the YouTube live stream, you're missing out because this is. I guess I'm gonna do like the color commentary of this. So let's see. Both of them got both of them have their phones in their hand.
I've only got remove. I can't uninstall it off my phone.
Uh-oh.
I can just remove it from the desktop.
You need to get an iPhone. You can uninstall it.
Huh. Wonder why that is.
See, Bruce is he's in the zone. He's not talking right now, but he's tapping on his phone. Yeah, I'm sorry, Michael. I know you're upset. It's gonna be okay. So Bruce,
that's weird.
You got it uninstalled.
Can you uninstall it from your phone?
We're about to find out.
I can uninstall the updates.
I can disable it.
I can force it to stop.
I think I'd force it to stop. Just don't use an Android phone anymore.
It said,
"No, God, I can't do this." What am I gonna do?
I'm trying to force it to stop here.
This is radio gold, folks. This is.
Oh, right. Nobody's listening. What are you talking about, Guru?
There probably are. You just don't know.
I'm just joking. Let's see.
This is difficult. I don't know if I can do this.
Oh, I successfully I have deleted it. Yes, I've uninstalled it.
Two Android fanboys do not want to remove their Hangouts app.
Broken me. It's such a breaking. I tell you what, we just need another sad song.
So you completely uninstalled
I don't have another
Yeah,
sad
apparently
one,
so.
but
Yeah.
I'll play this again.
It is sad. Yeah. It is. Totally
Did you have to
sad.
uninstall updates first?
Yes. I force stopped.
My condolences
It's gone-
to
it's gone.
your loss, Michael and Bruce. I'm so sad
Bye,
for both of y'all.
Hangouts.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be really easy on my computer.
You were a good friend.
Remove from Chrome, and
Oh.
it will remove it from everywhere.
But we gotta say bye. If you have
It's not bye. It's just until next time, right?
no, Google says there is.
I don't get to uninstall it.
No, that's all it does. And then when
Oh.
you go back to your apps, it's not in there. At least that's what it
Mine
was.
says disabled.
That's just as good as uninstalling.
See, mine doesn't have mine. I can't. It isn't there. What? Yours is still there? No, mine's nowhere to be found.
Go to your actual apps though.
That is apps.
No, like in settings,
It'll be there. I mean, you can't get it off of there then.
because it's not in there. Well, anyway, so I guess now, if you SMS me, it will come to Signal.
It's off mine totally. No, not anywhere in the apps.
So this Signal app, so any SMS you receive goes to it.
Well, you can if you make
If
it
you-
your
if you make it your default SMS.
default.
Oh, that's an Android thing. Okay, good. Because I'll say
Control. That's an Android thing.
this. Well,
Choice. That's an Android.
You're right. No, but I want to make one observation. While y'all were talking earlier about James Bond 007, I installed the Signal app. I found Michael. I sent him a message. He sent me a message back. But here's the thing. Got the message and everything. But on my Apple Watch, I cannot respond to it.
Oh yes.
With Hangouts, I could respond
Yes,
on
I
my
know.
watch. And with iMessage, I can respond on my
Okay.
watch.
So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. So what? So that's a deal breaker for me. Sorry.
Yep. So I'm glad you brought that up because I asked them a question via email.
Okay.
The company, and I got a reply.
Oh, okay. What'd they say?
Okay.
And you got to reply fairly quickly.
I got a reply fairly quickly. Open Whisper Systems, and Marcia says smartwatches are not fully supported, but some can receive Signal notifications already. Thanks for the request for full smartwatch support. I cannot provide timelines as that is not public information, but I can let you know that I have noted your request.
Yeah, I'm sure it's something they're working on. Again, you have to remember
But
how this is supported.
yes, I told you.
Now this is my thing, and it maybe they're listening. I would actually pay for this app. If that is how they monetize
A
it.
month.
No,
Just
no.
a one-time fee.
Yeah, I
A year.
hate subscriptions.
Yeah, me too.
Sometimes I can see value
I mean,
in subscriptions.
I've called the bank and they're just not into me canceling my payment for my car. I told them I really
Yeah.
wasn't into subscriptions.
It's like, I'm not into subscriptions.
Yeah, but they
can
just-
I cancel that
for
subscription,
some
please?
reason,
And they'll say, "Yeah, we'll come pick it
yeah,
up."
they're frowning about that.
We'll
So
pick
yeah,
your car up. We'll ruin your credit.
For some reason, the power company came by and said you're going to have to continue your
Yeah,
subscription
subscribe
if
to
you
one
want
point,
electricity. I don't know.
well, I would say $5.
$5 a year.
No, one time.
One time, I don't think they're going to make it on $5 one time.
Plenty of apps do.
Yeah, plenty of apps do, but they don't do what this does. That's
true.
got to cost something to a.
What are you willing to pay?
for that infrastructure? It's
$19.99.
got to cost.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
But they're not storing your
No,
messages.
they're not storing them.
I mean,
They say they're not.
they're having to maintain
It's true.
an account, so there is some back end stuff they're having to maintain.
Yeah,
I wonder if the NSA has gotten with them yet.
maybe.
Probably
that might,
have.
That might be why it's such a. And that's why I say I'm skeptical. I'm
Well,
not giving my seal of approval.
Well,
on it.
wait a minute. We're skeptical of everything. What
that's
are you
true.
talking about? For crying out
But
loud.
I will say,
Where's your tinfoil hat, Bruce? I don't, you bring it
it's
with you
in the
tonight?
car.
In the car. Okay,
Told you I ran in here.
that's right. My bad.
So I don't know. So are we going to get into any of this WannaCry, or is it old news by now?
It is old news, but here's what I want to cry about.
Okay.
And I know we've covered this a couple of weeks ago because I got aggravated about it. But I'm aggravated again.
Surely you're not aggravated.
Yes, I am.
Surely you're not.
Yes, I am.
Don't call him Shirley.
Oh, I
Because this is so ridiculous.
thought I had that.
Where's
Don't
this?
call me Shirley.
I thought I had it in
Where's
here.
this at? Now I've lost. Well, maybe I'm not supposed to talk about it because I've lost the link now. Dadgummit. I had it right here.
Well,
oh, here it
anyway.
is. Here it is. Here it is.
Of course.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
you're
found what
fine.
I'm looking for.
Okay.
Did you know, Bruce? Oh, I'm telling you, Google. I like you.
Uh-oh.
I like you,
It's coming.
but your app store stinks. When it comes to security, your app store literally stinks. You've got to do something about it. It's ridiculous.
Okay. What are we talking
It
about?
almost makes me want to change OSs. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I'm
Ooh.
serious.
Uh-oh.
And here's the reason why. Did you know that they are allowing supposedly WannaCry apps who protect your phone from WannaCry? But the bad thing about it is, Bruce,
Yeah.
it does the opposite.
Of course.
This one in particular,
It probably looks for any SMB shares on your network.
this one in
that you're connected
particular
to.
is called called WannaCry Ransom Protection Antivirus. And that app leverages a warning message to trick users into downloading sponsored programs that in turn display ads. That's all it is. And it's on the App Store.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. They have removed any apps that use the
But
the frequency, whether it be ultra high or ultra low
Yes.
frequencies.
But here's the thing. I realize that
Yeah,
people who
dude,
use the
I agree
App
with you.
Store, you got to get smarter. I got that part. But
Yeah.
but that, beyond that, why do we allow junk like this on our App Store? We're just embarrassing ourselves.
I agree with you.
That's ridiculous. For instance, it is ignorant. Android is not being attacked by WannaCry. This is stupid. It doesn't make any sense. You don't need a protection from something that's not attacking you.
I agree.
He even says on here, and by the way, I get this. I got this off Cluely, I think is his name. Anyway, long story short, they say on here that some of these are nothing more than background images. Basically, it's an app that randomly changes the background, but it's protecting you from WannaCry. No kidding.
Well, okay.
And if it protects you from WannaCry, I
look
got
at
some
it-
swampland I want to sell you.
Look at it this way.
I just don't get it.
Oh.
I'm just saying I just don't get it.
Look at it this way. It's probably because they don't. I don't think they evaluate the application based on the name,
No, I understand that.
and probably in the description. Well, no, you said it says.
WannaCry ransomware protection app.
Now, are you reading that off of?
Look,
Is that on Google Play?
this is a screenshot from Google Play.
Okay.
Contains ads. This ad is compatible with all your devices. Oh boy.
Now I can see why somebody would make this because they're making money from the ads, and if you
yes,
get plenty of people to download it.
And somebody wrote an article about it and put it on Facebook and said, you guys share this with your friends, and sharing it's going to protect you from it because if you don't put it on your wall, you'll get WannaCry. And you need to install this app too on your Android device.
So It's
Well, I've said this before. I'm gonna say it again.
there's a sucker
I
born
guess-
every minute.
I know. that.
No, I wasn't gonna say that.
Yeah.
Well,
This is where there's a big weakness in the whole Android ecosystem.
I agree.
There has
One weakness of many.
yes, at least on but hold on, on the Apple side of things, I won't is all apps get reviewed by
yeah,
a human.
we've talked.
And if someone had wrote something like this on iOS, it would have never got past the reviewers.
I wouldn't say that. I would never. Hey, James Bond never say never.
That's right. Never say never. Again.
More than likely, it
Never-
would have gotten
never
stopped
say
and
never
rejected.
again.
I would say the rate of it getting through would be much.
And here's
significantly
and here's the
lower.
thing: if it snuck,
Almost
if
zero.
it
but not
snuck
zero.
through and then it got caught later, they pull it down.
Yeah,
Here's
absolutely.
what Apple would do. They would say, "For your eyes only." That's what they would say. Now, Android, I don't know.
See, the
Skyfall, maybe.
No, I would say if it got popular enough, Apple would make it part of their next release of their iOS.
That's a good point.
And say, look at this
Look
thing
at
that
this.
we've revolutionized.
Look at this. It's WannaCry protection for the iPhone. No, we're not being attacked.
Built in.
But, hey, it's
Built
built
in.
in, and you don't have to
Built in.
download it. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah, and Tim Cook will make a
I
big deal
ran
about it
on
on
this
stage.
Weeks
Are there
ago.
still flashlight apps in the
That's-
Apple Store?
Oh, I'm sure there
probably are.
I
I
mean, they're
would.
selling ads. Hey, you get somebody to download it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
They
haven't-
probably
let's
like
see.
the ads. Oh, I like this one. It has
It
ads.
has ads.
This ad's funny.
Let's see.
I just use my private internet
Well, there's
access
Yeah.
and block all the ads.
Let's see. Yeah, there's a flashlight. There's one, two. This
So
flashlight, brightest flashlight ever. That's what's on the screenshot. Brightest flashlight ever. It's using the darn flash on your device. It's going to be as bright as any.
I agree. So why are those in the App Store?
I don't know.
And all I'm saying is that's an
Well,
attack
because
surface.
But that's
an attack surface.
but that is in the image of the screenshot. I think you can replace those after you release. I think, but still, I mean, they can still catch it. Flashlight for multifunctional and simple flashlight.
Well, but I don't.
skins and simple mode.
Yeah, but I think it could be that.
My light.
I mean, I can
LED
understand a
flashlight and
flashlight.
strobe
I mean,
lights.
you actually can use that.
yeah,
I mean,
but several of them have in the past.
I
shown to-
agree. That's right. I agree.
Yeah.
So
Look,
that's
you're
hey, but I have said if I were going to go buy a phone today,
I know. We've talked about this.
and I was going to go to Evil Red, I would absolutely get an iPhone.
yeah, see,
But it's because they block or they dictate when you can get updates on your Android.
I know. And that was
And that
uh,
is a huge issue, along with the App Store. Of course, you know,
well, the App Store's not an issue for me.
I'm
But
I don't
me
say.
personally, because I don't deal on a lot of
Yeah.
apps, but you know, so
Well, I this is almost like
and certainly don't.
this whole WannaCry Android thing is it's kind of like this.
You are fake news.
It's fake apps.
Yeah,
It's like fake news. It's fake apps.
Well, anyway, that's my 2 cents, and I'm sticking to it.
It's about 25 cents.
well. Do we want to talk about WannaCry at all? About
Yeah,
kinda,
what can you talk about WannaCry? Since you seemingly want to talk about.
Well, no, I
WannaCry.
was just going to say
wanna.
part of. I think it's all old news now. If you want to hear
Well, it
about it,
is.
write in or call in. At least for me, it's old news.
Well, I think maybe one thing we should mention is something that I read, and I'm not sure if I could even find this again. But my understanding was that most of the OSs attacked were Windows 7 boxes.
Yeah.
Eventually, that was the biggest percentage of the trough.
I do find it interesting, though. You know, we missed Patch Tuesday in February, and the
Yeah.
patch for it was in March.
Yeah.
Wonder what else, either, the shadow brokers or whether it be the NSA or whoever said, hey, stop before you release whatever in February. We've got a whole slew of stuff that is more important. Because I mean, if you had that patch, you're good.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, I think a lot of these areas where that it wasn't patched, some people, a lot of these businesses, I think, they don't patch their boxes. They don't want to break them
Sure.
because they're using them for a particular purpose. They don't want that to
But
break,
but
which I think is a big mistake. But I'm just saying, I think that's part of it.
well, and the thing is too, even before that, you had to have SMB exposed to the internet first
Right.
for it to get it. So and then it was a ransom worm basically,
Right.
and then it propagated. So it's like that was your first mistake. Is why
Right.
was that not blocked at the edge? Why were you allowing? And we were actually looking at this before the show. I was like, well, let's just see what's in this
Sure.
area. Thankfully Jacksonville had none, but I was very surprised. I'm not going to say who it was. In this state that had some exposed, and I was like, why is this out there? So, but there was 3 things that, one, you had to have it exposed to the internet.
Right.
2, you had to be using version 1, which Microsoft says for years do not use.
Right.
And then 3, what was the third part? Oh, you had patches.
Yes.
If you didn't patch. So like, and another thing too, yeah, there are systems out there. Let's say it's an MRI machine. I think that's a good.
Right.
I think there's a problem that, with it being one, if it's that important that it can't be patched, why is it sitting on a network?
Correct. Right.
Exactly.
Needs to be an air gap or
Yes.
something.
2, was it is it necessary to have used Windows? This goes back to app development. Yeah, sure, it was easy, but
Right.
that's kind of overkill. Like, there's a whole lot of services running that aren't needed.
Right, exactly.
And 2, if that was a packaged solution and that was not a service that was needed, it should not have been
Correct.
turned on.
Right. Or uninstalled or not working,
Yes,
whatever.
exactly.
Yeah. Certainly
So-
not running.
So, and that's the thing, especially if you're buying a packaged solution, something like that they're like, this has got to last,
Right.
15, 20 years for us to get a return on investment, then part of that solution needs to be, well, you're not packaging anything else with this that is not needed. Only what is needed is in this.
Right. But a lot of the several of the countries overseas really got hit hard in the healthcare industry.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Again, why was it available on the internet?
yeah,
So
I think a lot of them said that they felt like the data was not compromised. It was just basically encrypted.
yeah.
I don't know.
But you don't know that for certain.
That's right. I
but
agree with
but
that.
still, you've
It was exposed. It was available.
well, yeah, you've affected availability because now you can't get
Yeah,
to
you
it.
can't get to
Which
it.
there's decryptors that are out, but you've had to not shut down the system, or there had to not been a I won't say a ton, but additional data written to the machine to clear out that cache of where that RSA key was stored, well, where the generation key was stored, and then from that they could reverse it and decrypt it.
Right.
But it's been interesting to say the least.
Right.
And I think this is, there's already been rewrites of it where because there was a kill switch, and I don't think it was a kill. I mean, yeah, it was a kill switch, but
Do we have that story about how that was really weird? I don't know if people know this. Basically, somebody ran across where if you actually make a website or of this particular name,
Yeah.
and the actual WannaCry finds it live, then it starts stopping the process,
yes.
right?
So the reason why
It was an odd name,
well, yeah, it was just
a little bunch of long.
which I would like see if you can find the actual URL of the very first one. There's been several since then, but the very first URL that was the quote unquote kill switch for it. But the reason why it had that, it was just a random string because it was there to circumvent some AV where it sandboxes that.
Right, yeah.
Because then it will set up a proxy and say, yeah, we'll reply to that, whatever you want, to try and learn, yeah, that's malware.
Right.
So whenever it said, hey, I want to go to this site, and that sandboxed instant says, yeah, I'm responding. It says, I'm not showing my cards. Like, I know I've been sandboxed. So, I mean, it is a way of getting around.
Right.
And, a lot of times that will say, well, all right, well, while I'm still analyzing this, it's propagating through my network.
This article here just says a gibberish
yeah,
URL.
And see, most of them just say gibberish. I've read what I thought was one. I'm not sure how much I believe it.
This is from another
but that
one
part was
from
not important to me.
Sophos community. It's
Yeah.
and they've got like IUQERFSODP9 blah 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 blah.
And that's the
dot
original
com. I don't know if that's the original, but apparently
Well, one that I
they
read.
try to call it URL and it's blocked by ATP and identified as C2/generic A CNC, whatever that is. I don't know.
I would
need to-
definitely like
yeah.
to know what the original was.
Yeah, that definitely deserves the crickets.
Yeah, I would like to know what the original one was. It wasn't important to me at the time.
Well, we'll talk about something else and let you look it up. How about that?
Hey, that works for me.
Yeah, we're going to talk about going to a break.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
That's what we got to talk about because we got to get one of those in.
that's right.
And if you listen to the Hey Techie Show and you want to be a patron, hey, let me tell you something. It's wide open. Wide open. Don't waste time. Contact us. Hey Techie Show.
Don't go anywhere. There's more in the queue lined up just for you.
Gamecock Outfitters, located on the square at 109 Ladica Street in Jacksonville, provides customers with outdoor apparel and gear. Gamecock Outfitters is able to help you find exactly what you need for every outdoor adventure. Gamecock Outfitters is open Tuesday through Friday from 10 o'clock to 5:30 and Saturday from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. For additional information, contact them at 256-435-2008 or check out their website at GadsdenOutfitters.com.
You're listening to the Hey Techies Show on WLJS Jacksonville.
Welcome back into the Hey Techie Show.
Yeah, Bruce is in deep concentration over there.
Yeah, I can tell that. If you want to be on the Hey Techie Show, 256-782.
5600.
And you can be on the Hey Techie Show. We'll be glad to talk to you.
Oh, absolutely.
Or HeyTechiesShow.com, where you can see our faces if you want to do that, or the backside of Guru's shoulder.
Yep.
You can do that.
And podcasts. So you can go back and
That's right.
This is episode 94. You can listen to the previous 93 shows if you have a lot of time on your hands.
And if you just want to review later.
yeah, we have show notes too.
That's right. Review later our funeral,
Yeah.
our funeral procession, and,
Yeah,
and the
you-
whole
you-
funeral part.
Yeah,
you
can back it
can
up
go
and
back and play that.
over and over and over.
That's right, over and over again.
Yeah.
I'll quit sniffling eventually when I get over it. But anyway,
So did you hear about this, Michael?
what did I not hear about, Guru?
Apparently, the cockpit codes to United Airlines aircraft
yes.
got leaked.
I was going to ask you about this.
Yeah.
I had written myself a note.
So, since 9/11, there's been a lot more controls over access to the cockpit, and part of this is this more stronger door. It's more
Right.
the door is more sturdy, but there's like a code to get in. But there's overrides in the cockpit and all this. I don't want to get into the details. I don't know all the details, but I know a little bit because I do kind of follow the aviation stuff. But if the pilot has to go out to use the facilities and come back in, they can put a code in to get back in. But apparently this code for United Airlines cockpits got accidentally leaked to the public in what the airline calls a mistake. Sure enough, a mistake. A pretty big mistake if you ask me. It's a mistake, and they're not calling it a data breach. It was a mistake. On Sunday, this article was May 15th, so it's a week or two ago. So it's a little older news, but still worth mentioning. So the Wall Street Journal reported earlier this month that the airline sent out a blast alert to employees over the weekend warning them of the inadvertent code leak caused by a flight attendant who posted the information online. Can you believe that? So within the email sent to employees, the airline said that a, quote, corrective action plan, end quote, has been launched. But by following flight deck security procedures already in place, the risk of a breach of the flight deck door is, quote, strongly mitigated. And this incident was reported to the FAA, because, they have to report it. And the spokesperson for United Airlines confirmed this to CNN. This is a ZDNet article, but, everybody kind of relays it. But the spokesperson was quoted saying that it was, quote, inadvertently made public. I mean, yeah. Somebody leaked it online, but
Well, now,
and they go on to say, safety's our priority and blah 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 blah. But yeah, go ahead.
how does inadvertent happen? I know what an accident is. I get that, but
I guess somebody posted it on Facebook or Twitter. The code was blah
Good
blah blah blah
grief.
blah.
I mean,
I
you're
don't-
not supposed to give that code out.
I know.
Why would you think that would be okay?
It's like if any place, like a place of business that has some sort of a code to access, like your building or part of a building, that a lot of places have those physical controls in place. You don't give the code
me ask
out,
you
let
a
alone
question.
put it on the internet.
Let me ask you a question.
Ask me a question.
If you had a security system at home, now this person goes home, they have a security system.
Yeah, on their house.
Yeah, on the house.
Right.
Do they get on Facebook and leak the code?
I hope not.
Well, this is
'Cause
like
that
this is like
that defeats the security
this is
system.
like the same thing times 1,000.
Well, it'd be like having a big poster in your front yard, a big sign that said, "The security code to this
Yes.
house is blah 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 blah."
This is like them going on ESPN Game Day with a big sign that says the code is, and it's written out. I mean, I don't understand.
And my house is at this location because it's United Airlines. So it's not like it's a secret which airplanes are United Airlines airplanes.
So they had
They're
to
not like they're all painted white. They all
they
have
had-
different livery.
So
but
they had
go
to
ahead.
quickly change codes.
Yes. So this doesn't
Crazy.
really say. It doesn't say that, but I did
Well,
read it in another article.
Yeah,
that,
I'd heard they had to change all the codes quickly.
Yeah, and this is a little more about this. Speaking to CBS News, a pilot said he suspected United Airlines would need to change the code lock on the cockpit doors, but this will be a time-consuming process as they have to be done manually on a plane-by-plane basis.
I heard.
But yeah, they'll have to change. They'll have to change
I
the
read
code.
something where they have a whole system for this, meaning they already have a system in place that they have to do this, change codes.
Well, it's probably a manual process as they have
Well,
to
yeah,
touch.
but
They
I
have to
mean-
touch each aircraft. I mean, they've got a procedure in place.
Right, I know, but it's just a matter of sending out, say, hey, we have to change the code to the alternate code. That's what I understood. There is
Oh.
alternate codes
Like already programmed.
that they are
in.
that they know that I don't know about that. I'm not sure if they're already programmed in, but what I thought I read and understood is they have alternate codes in place that they quickly can go change them. Like there's a process, like you put out this APB sort of, hey,
Well, all the maintenance bases. So
hey,
yeah,
we got new codes.
There's
We gotta change codes.
probably a procedure in place to get that changed in rapid succession.
That's what I was
But
getting.
they probably still have to touch every aircraft in
Well, I
some
would
form or
think so,
fashion to
yeah.
change it. I mean,
Well, you wouldn't want it to be.
yeah, it's not like a software update.
You would want it to be that
Yeah,
way,
yeah,
actually. I
yeah.
mean, that other way would be dangerous.
right.
If
yeah.
you could have changed them all with
Well,
remotely.
probably the Airbus. They probably you can just like download an app or something. I'm sorry, I'm being a little funny at
the Airbus, you could change it from the
they're-
entertainment system at every chair.
Yeah, he's plugging the USB into the thing. And, yeah. Because
Bruce is ignoring us totally, which I don't blame him.
Well, I was reading.
did you
Sorry.
ever figure it out?
I did. I think. But
it's
it's not the URL I thought.
That's
so
okay.
It's
No one will know what it is anyway. But I mean, it's just like it's just a bunch of random characters, right? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something else I had read. There was, it was random characters, but there was some oddly specific characters in the middle.
Pardon me.
Gracious. So yeah, it was not. It does not follow the story I thought.
But I will say this: United Airlines, they've took it on the chin big time in the last month, and in general, I think a lot of airlines in general have taken it on the chin this month in the last 30, 60 days. It all started with that, dude getting dragged off the plane in Chicago.
Yeah. Well,
It was Chicago. Yeah, it was Chicago. That's right. But anyway.
now to close ranks here on this, something I wanted to bring up on this ransomware stuff.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That people may not know. Much of what ransomware has become now is they've figured out that if you ask for smaller amounts, say 500 or less, some people are going to pay it just to not have the hassle of trying to do everything to their machine. Companies will pay this smaller amount to get their data back because a lot of the data is worth more than the amount of what they would pay.
Right.
Now, a lot of your organizations like FBI and a lot of organizations are asking people not to do that because obviously it encourages.
You're just feeding the beast.
But did you know, according to an article here and written by Joe Mullen from Ars Technica, they claim if you'd have bought $1,000 of Bitcoin in 2010, the claim is it'd be worth $35 million.
I don't want to hear that. It's depressing.
According to this.
Because at one point I was like, I wish I had some money to buy that. But I was like, it probably won't be anything. I was wrong.
Well, it's these people like they were mining the Bitcoins, or the people that early on were mining the Bitcoins. Now it's basically, it's just if you got money to blow because of the hardware and the power requirements to time and all that good stuff. They've made like specialized hardware that's like it's engineered to like be able to do those calculations very quickly.
It compares this, $1,000 investment in a fund tied to the S&P 500 index would be worth about $2,500 in the same time period. So $1,000 in Bitcoin.
That ain't too shabby there, but yeah.
But compared to Bitcoin?
Well, not compared to Bitcoin, but just $1,000 investment. What year?
2010.
So 7 years. I mean, just on the S&P, that's $2,500 returns. Not bad. But
no, it'd be worth $25. So you'd have $1,500.
Yeah, well, that's still a good return. I mean, you've more than doubled your return.
I don't disagree with that,
but $35 million.
I'm having a hard time believing this story. I'd have to look. It's hard to believe. Yeah, I don't think it's fake.
You are fake news.
It's fake.
Of course,
news.
It does have the word CBS in here, so you never know.
It's fake news.
You are fake news.
Yeah, it's fake news. Trump said so. It's fake news.
Just go to firsttogetitwrong.com.
Yeah. No, I'm not going there. They don't have this article. Ars Technica has the article. I just thought that was interesting, so I want to throw it in here. Because I think people might not know exactly what some of these hackers
use your air quotes
are actually trying to get. I mean, obviously money.
Obviously.
All right, well, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back,
we
Bruce.
missed you.
Well, I missed you for the last 15 minutes. Somewhere in the neighborhood. He had to get his second wind.
Yeah, I still need it.
Yeah,
I want to say, since we're speaking of Bitcoin, I want to say it was at I want to say it was in DEF CON, maybe last year.
DEF CON.
There was stealing Bitcoin with math.
What?
It was something I remembered I had this.
You know I don't speak Spanish. In English, please.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Yeah, it was a bookmark I had saved, and I don't think I ever went and watched it. So it'd be interesting. I might go do that. It was published July 23rd, 2016.
What is it? I can't understand what you're saying.
Stealing Bitcoin with math. Apparently there's a way to pickpocket.
Oh my god!
Somebody's digital wallet.
Yeah, that's what we need.
I'm saying it's possible.
So if I get one of those RFID blocking wallets without protecting,
absolutely.
Because they said that's what they said on the infomercial. Like that'll protect me. It's only like $19.95, and if I call in the next 5 minutes, they'll double my order.
They'll give you two wallets, one for each pocket.
Yeah, and I just have to pay shipping and handling on the second one.
Additional shipping and handling.
Instead of $6.
Yeah,
I mean, that's not that bad. I mean, I get
basically pay for the wallet, and the shipping.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if I call the next 5 minutes, they throw in the ShamWow or something.
ShamWow.
Yeah.
Well, Guru.
Yeah.
What was the gentleman's name? He's going to be a host now on another radio station.
Oh, yes.
What's his name?
David Murray.
David Murray.
Yeah,
He's
used
a
to
graduate here.
He
From
was
the
a graduate
university.
of JSU's communications
Yeah,
program.
proud of him.
He is on Power 107.5. If I hope I'm getting that right. It's a local Christian station. I think they're based out of the Gadsden area.
Okay. So he's going to be a morning personality.
Yeah, he is I found it. Power 107.5 FM, which I know that's a competitor, but we're a nonprofit, so we're not really competing. But he is the new co-host of the morning show on Power 107.5 FM.
Well, okay. All right.
So that's proud to see a
JSU
a
graduate.
fellow personality on WLJS and a JSU graduate
Congratulations.
move on
to you.
and get started in the broadcast field.
Yeah,
So congratulations, David. We're proud of you.
Yep. Call us sometime.
Yeah, we need to get him on.
Yeah. His road to success.
That's right. Because he was.
Maybe you can tell us how to get there.
Yeah.
I just realized I may actually have to give Signal some permissions
Uh-oh.
for some things, not all things. Just my contact list.
Oh.
That might be helpful. I can kind of understand giving it access to that. So we shall see.
Oh, my goodness.
We evaluate
Not
it here
good.
first.
Not good. What's not good?
My sneezing.
You know what is good is our number dose is
It's
coming
coming
up
up.
here.
Yeah, it is.
Very soon. Very soon.
Yeah.
If you thought the first hour was great, you just wait till
Yeah,
hour
we
two.
got a lot left to cover.
Oh,
in
we've
our
got
dose.
like tons of stuff, more than enough to cover. But what we'd love to cover is your questions. So
Give us a call.
we're about to go to break here with NPR
right.
News, but hey, call us during the break and we'll get you ready and get you lined up and we can bring you on
That's right.
top of the hour.
256-782,
5600.
and you can be on the Hey Techie Show.
And if you don't want to talk on air, just send us an email. Questions at
HeyTechiesShow.com.
Yeah. Just go to HeyTechiesShow.com. Everything's
There
there.
you go.
You can go Facebook, Bookface, Twitter, email.
And don't forget,
All that
we
good stuff.
have Hey Techies Rewinds on Sundays at 1 when we're not
And
preempted.
one day we're actually gonna come in here and instead of a rerun, it's gonna be a live show. But you don't know which one it's gonna be, so you got to listen
it
every.
may just be Guru.
You have to listen every Sunday because one Sunday
That's
will
right.
be live on Sunday.
Yeah,
we'll do a bonus episode.
that hadn't been approved.
You
I
never
don't
know.
know about that.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. That's true.
I think management will approve.
Okay.
Just got to give them time.
Well, Hey Techie Show, our dose coming up next.
You've listened this long, so stick around for our dose.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Jack Speer. After President Trump condemned government leaks from the Manchester bombing investigation, the UK now says it is resuming the sharing of intelligence. As NPR's Frank Langford explains from Manchester, UK officials were deeply angered by leaked photos of bomb fragments.
UK officials complained the U.S. was passing on information from the investigation to the news media. In the Greater Manchester Police had indicated they would no longer share details with the Americans. UK Prime Minister Theresa May discussed the issue with President Trump at a NATO summit in Brussels. President Trump called the leaks deeply troubling and emphasized how much the U.S. cherished its so-called special relationship with Britain. The UK's National Police Chiefs Council responded by saying the ban on sharing information, which lasted less than a day, had been lifted. Having received fresh assurances, we're now working closely with our key partners around the world, a spokesman said. Frank Langford, NPR News, Manchester.
White House Budget Director Mick Mulvaney was on Capitol Hill today, appearing before the Senate Budget Committee at a hearing on the administration's FY 2018 budget proposal. Mulvaney telling lawmakers that for too long the focus has been on those receiving taxpayer dollars rather than those paying taxes. However, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders said the White House budget blueprint clearly favors the rich and does nothing to help the less fortunate.
This is not a budget that takes on the political establishment. This is a budget of the political establishment. This is the Robin Hood principle in reverse. You take from the poor and you give to the very rich.
Members of the administration fanned out across Capitol Hill over the past several days to defend aggressive cuts under the proposed $4.1 trillion spending plan. General Motors is the latest automaker accused of cheating on diesel emissions. As Michigan Radio's Tracy Samilton reports, a lawsuit claims GM manipulated the emissions controls on hundreds of thousands of GM trucks with diesel engines.
The lawsuit says the emissions controls work in the lab, but they're rigged to turn down during normal driving conditions. Attorney Steve Berman represents owners of the trucks. He says GM's alleged cheating may have put more pollution into the air than Volkswagen, which faces billions in costs and fines after it was caught defying the federal standards that limit emissions of nitrogen oxides.
Well, we're talking about 700,000 plus vehicles. That's our best estimate. And the trucks emit anywhere between 2 to 5 times the legal limit.
GM says the claims are baseless and the trucks comply with all U.S. and California emissions regulations. For NPR News, I'm Tracy Samilton.
Number of people filing first-time jobless claims last week rose slightly. The Labor Department says initial jobless claims were up by 1,000 to 234,000. Stocks gained ground today. The Dow up 70 points to 21,082. The Nasdaq was up 42 points. You're listening to NPR.
Technologic.
Fix it, trash it, change it, melt, upgrade it, charge it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it, plug it, play it, burn it, rip it, drag it.
Welcome back into the Hey Techies show.
And Bruce is like, "We're back on.
We're back on. Sorry.
Yes. We have. This is a 2-hour show.
Yes, we were discussing schedules. Very important.
Well, if you don't know my voice, this is Michael, and you are
I'm the guru.
And this is Bruce.
And this is Bruce. And the reason I'm doing this, a week or so ago, I had to get my teeth cleaned, as I usually do every 6 months.
Yeah.
And I saw the wonderful Dr. Lafayette, a good friend of mine, and he said, "I caught your show the other night."
Yeah.
I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "I was listening to you guys. I don't know what y'all were talking about. I'd like to remember what you were talking about." Because he said it was actually interesting. He said, but the problem was I didn't know who was who. When I heard the voices, he said, because I didn't know the names, so I didn't know, because we never say during the show who's Michael, who's
Guru. That's the beginning.
Yeah, I know, but if you catch the middle, I see what he's saying.
I understand.
Yeah, if you catch it midstream, you could be easily lost.
Never know.
So we apologize.
You can always
in
go
advance.
to the website.
So I started to ask him. I forgot to ask him, were you on a lonely highway somewhere that you happened to stumble across the show? I mean, how did that happen? So he couldn't remember. So anyway, but thank you, Dr. Lafayette.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Lafayette, for listening.
To the show.
The radio was on, and I was laying down on the couch, and
no, he was driving.
I didn't feel like
he said
getting
he was
up and
driving
changing
somewhere.
it.
I think he was in the car. I told him he should call in sometime.
Yeah, absolutely.
He can update us on dental technology.
There's a lot out there,
I'm sure. Yeah,
and it ain't cheap.
No, it's not.
No, it's not cheap. It's all expensive. Well, speaking of not cheap, let me tell you guys. I just heard about this today, as a matter of fact. Did you know that according to NASA scientists, there is an asteroid worth 10,000 quadrillion dollars?
10,000 quadrillion.
Tell me if I'm saying that wrong. Is that not what it says?
Yes.
10,000 quadrillion.
With a dollar sign at the beginning, so yes.
Yeah, that's 10,000 quadrillion.
How
I had
did
to count how many zeros it was.
Is it worth that much because of the amount of precious metals?
Supposedly, but let me ask you. No, that's the headline. I wanted to highlight. I got a few things I want to.
10,000
You
quadrillion
actually
dollars.
highlighted it.
I did. I have some highlights
so
here.
You've already highlighted it, but what do you want to talk about?
Just a stab in the dark.
Yep.
What do you think the global economy is worth right now? Global, if you added it all up.
Maybe a quadrillion, maybe.
No.
A half a
Are
quadrillion.
you crazy?
I don't know. I'm just making.
That's a neat guess, but we're close.
$1 billion. No, 1 trillion. No.
I would say less than 100 trillion.
You are correct. It is less than
I
100.
would say around
80.
That was my first guess, but I'm going to say closer to 65, 70.
74 trillion, according to this article.
Price
Now,
is right.
I just want you to think about this. Just think about this. Okay, so the point of this is they want to try. They have plans to go there.
Yeah, okay.
And how much money are they going to spend to get there?
Hold on, no.
$74 trillion.
Actually, yeah,
but that is that is a great investment return.
Yeah, they get 10,000 quadrillion. Yeah.
No, I'm not finished.
Betting it all.
You guys are setting this up so good. You just have no clue. I mean, oh my goodness, this is so good. I just cannot imagine.
Hey.
I read this whole stinking article, and as Bruce pointed out, highlighted. You can't see it.
Yeah.
Highlighted.
I'm sorry, I had to play the money. Go ahead.
The psychic mission, P-S-Y-C-H-E. How would you use it?
Psycho mission.
Psychic.
Psycho.
They're going to go in their heads or something?
Listen.
Okay.
This is the next to the last
right.
paragraph. Now think about this.
Okay, I'm listening.
Is only one of exploration. It won't actually be towing this giant metal back to Earth.
Are you serious?
And this whole article is about how much it
Let
would.
me see that. Let me see that.
How much it's worth. And it's like, we're just exploring.
Yeah, there you go. I'm like, seriously.
Well, because if they bring it back, it won't be worth that much. Supply and demand. Hello.
It's only one
we got this huge supply.
More specifically, the mission will investigate whether Psyche is the core of an early planet.
Yes, right.
How old it is, whether it's formed in similar ways to the Earth's core, and what its surface is like.
Yeah, I just find it fascinating that most of that article is talking about the world wealth and how much money.
You know.
Oh my goodness.
What it was.
What's that?
That's our government for you, folks.
No. It was clickbait.
Yeah, well, it really ended up being, but it was.
But you got to
legitimate.
You got to share it with all your friends.
Exploring.
And if you don't, Hey, if you don't share it with your friends, then you're going to lose a lot of money or something. I don't know.
Actually, yeah, right.
I think
you got to share it with 10 friends.
There's a theme here.
Copy and paste it to your wall.
Actually,
you'll lose 10 quadrillion, 100,000 quadrillion.
Actually, here's a quote. Let's see. Even if we could grab a big metal piece and drag it back here, what would you do with it?
Melt it down.
Listen, could you
it?
kind of sit on it and hide it and control the global resource, kind of like diamonds are controlled corporately, and protect your market? What if you decided you were going to bring it back and you were going to solve the metal resource problems of humankind for all time?
I tell you why they're not bringing it back. It's these people that have the gold ads on television, like buy gold. It's that's a wise investment. It's better than because the government's going to fail, and you got to have your gold and your silver.
Hold on, I want to hear more about this unobtainium.
They say it's made mostly entirely from iron and nickel.
Oh, so it's not an unobtainium.
It's located in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter.
Why ain't that far?
It is 149 miles in diameter.
Wow. I thought the distance between here to
past
Atlanta, probably almost to South Carolina. I can't think of that distance. Probably to Athens at least. Anyway.
Actually, they have been working to get there faster. According to the article, the original date was 2023.
Well, I tell you how we get it back, and this will solve the problem. Let's just tell Scotty we need a tractor beam.
No, I just remembered.
Well, what is it?
I just remembered back from the year one of the show. The space elevator.
That's right.
I
forgot about that.
We got to get the space elevator going. We could take the space elevator all the way up to this thing.
Get what we need.
Well,
and pull it back down. And they'll listen to elevator music the whole.
No, it would take us
10 years to get there.
Hey, if we get to the moon, that's like half the battle trying to break out of Earth's gravity. I mean, after that, it's just coasting.
I'm thinking the space elevator is probably not going to happen in my lifetime.
You never know.
You know what?
I'm going to.
I never thought I would see SpaceX launch so many rockets into space.
Yeah, that's a SpaceX rocket. I'm going to go on record and saying I'll see a hole bored by the boring company underneath the ground where vehicles are traveling before I'll see a elevator to space.
Well, they already are doing the.
Yeah, I know.
They're bored
already
over the
there.
highway.
Have
out
you
here.
watched that video? Have we talked about it on the show? Man,
Yeah.
it's neat.
Where? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, have you watched that video?
No.
Man, do we have more than one ad right now?
No.
Man, you'll have to watch it after the show. Excuse me,
of
one
course not.
patron. It is. It's pretty impressive.
Well,
it's
anyway,
exciting.
I thought this was.
I don't think it is doable.
That was very good, Michael. Thank you for sharing that.
Good
I don't. Do you have a
grief.
link to that? Because I want to.
Yes, it's in the show notes.
Okay. Is
I'm
it-
pretty sure. I
Okay.
think it's asteroid or something. Whatever. What is it?
So I want to bring up. I don't have an article on it, Guru.
I can't bring it up. Sorry.
Okay.
Moving on.
About the
I'm
Core
just kidding.
about the Core i9.
I9. Ooh.
Yes.
It's
There is a Core i9.
the response to
Boom.
is response to AMD's was it their Ryzen?
Yes.
Yeah, Ryzen processors.
So Intel walked in the room and they said,
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Yeah, pretty much. They
Yeah.
said that this is our answer to what you put out. So, and it's interesting. I don't know if I should reveal my source or not. Yeah, probably not. Well, I'm not going to reveal the source for sure. Just let's say I have a source.
"Oh,
and
he has a source. He knows people."
Yes, and I sent. And this was, I guess, this was weeks ago, and I was just like, Core i9 ? And they responded with, what did they say? I don't know if it was can't say wink.
So is this rumor territory?
I don't know wink. Well, it's already been confirmed. But I will say I have been told in the past, not just by this person, but other people, that they have a stockpile.
Really?
Yes. So whenever, at least at this point, until there's a huge breakthrough, they can just be like, "Hey, pull that one off the shelf."
So they got this stuff all queued up, basically.
Pretty much.
I can believe that.
Yep. So those are from.
Because why push yourself? I mean, get yourself kind of.
Yeah, why come out with your latest and greatest?
A 10,000 quadrillion, gigahertz, CPU with like 50 cores, when the market doesn't call for that now.
And it doesn't. And I honestly don't know if it calls for a Core i9. And that is just, it is a response to AMD.
Yeah, it's a whole cat and mouse game where.
It really is, because that's not where our bottleneck is currently.
That's what I was about to say. Like you're hitting bottlenecks in other places.
Yeah.
And that stuff's got to improve before you'll get an overall performance. Otherwise, you're just like, look at me. I'd like to spend money.
Yeah, I mean it's.
I mean
nice.
that's basically what it is.
I will say this too. At least, or I hope it's not a new price point. I hope it pushes the Core i7 price point down.
Yeah, that'd be good,
and that will be great for consumers.
Oh, absolutely,
great for your wallet.
Yeah,
and better
because then the Core i5 will go down.
As long as you don't pair it with a 5400 or 7200 RPM hard drive.
Yeah, don't put it in a Dell laptop.
Pair it
with, isn't that right, Michael?
Pair it with a solid state.
Yeah, you might as well just order you a laptop. Just tell them to send you the Windows.
I will
disk.
say a Core i7 with a SSD, man, that's a smoking fast boot with Windows 10.
Yeah. Oh yes.
I mean, seconds you're in. It takes you longer to put your password in than it takes to boot.
Again, depending upon what type of solid state hard drive you have. Let's be clear on that.
Oh yeah, but I mean, the computer I've done this on is a Dell.
Yeah.
So it's a factory config from Dell. So I mean, it's going to have, they have quality parts, except they put 5400 RPM hard drives in laptops, which I don't understand, but whatever.
Yes, we do understand.
Well, it's for power savings.
Yeah, that's right.
You would save more power with a solid state.
Well, you would think you would.
No,
yeah,
you would.
That would.
Absolutely.
You should.
Okay. It would be a lot lower
I thought there was
power.
going to be a rebuttal to that, but it's like you would think. It's like, well, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
You shouldn't even offer 5400
that wouldn't
RPM
be-
spinning drive.
Well,
in
they
a
probably
mobile
have
device.
Well, now wait a
stockpile that they
minute.
gotta
Wait a
get rid
minute.
of.
Wait a minute. You could say if you were comparing the 5400 to the 72, that would be for power savings.
Sure.
But we're
That's-
we're not
yes.
really talking
That's
about
what I
that.
meant,
I know
like-
what you meant.
Yeah.
I knew what you were saying.
But they're trying to keep that price point low because those 5400 RPM drivers are like super cheap now.
Well, yeah.
But it goes back like that darn
My knees popped.
that darn
Had to move.
Surface laptop with 4 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
And one of my coworkers was complaining about how long it took to put Windows updates on a Microsoft Surface that had 4 gigs of RAM. Like, yeah, and they got a $1,000 laptop with 4 gigs of RAM.
I don't know about that.
You should not buy a Windows computer or a Mac with less than 8 gigs minimum. That's what the guru's saying. If you need a permission slip, just let me know. I can write you. 4 gigs. If you have a 4 gig laptop or a mobile device, you're wasting your money.
Yeah.
And I know it may cost more, but just save your money if you need a little more to get to that 8 gig.
Plus, how would you get to take advantage of that gigabit speed in Huntsville if you ever got to? At Google Fiber.
Well, you'd be sitting there like waiting for it to boot and put in updates.
Yeah, now that you can sign up for it there, according to a latest article on AL.com.
So jealous.
You need to find somebody that lives in Huntsville that can get it and like share their experience with us. Y'all know anybody that lives up in the Rocket City?
Don't even know if the show could get up that way. It can through the internet, I guess.
Yeah, Google
We're not
Fiber.
on Google Fiber. Well, if they had Google Fiber, we would. They don't have it yet. They could sign up for it. It's been announced as signing up.
I'm sure I know somebody up there. They're just not coming to mind.
Bruce knows people.
He knows. Bruce knows people that know people.
That's right.
Yeah,
that is true. His people will get with your people.
So it's like the tech mafia.
Yeah.
I know people and they know people.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to bring this up, Bruce, if you don't mind. Did you see about Vermont? Did you see that the DMV, according to this article here, Vermont, DMV used illegal facial recognition program.
I did not see that.
Apparently, in Vermont, they have laws prohibiting facial recognition programs.
They already have that on the books?
Apparently, in Vermont.
That's impressive.
Says
Probably Bernie Sanders has something to do with it. I don't know.
Documents obtained by the American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU, of Vermont describes such a program which uses software to compare the DMV's database of names and driver's license photos with information with state and federal enforcement. Vermont state law, however, specifically states the Department of Motor Vehicles shall not implement any procedures process that involves the use of biometric identifiers. And
so that's more than just facial recognition. That's
biometric identifiers.
That's fingerprint, retina. What other biometrics? Palm print? I don't know.
I'm surprised that any of them that work there could have a phone on them with a camera.
Yeah.
Read that one more time. Read the law again.
The Vermont state law, which I don't have the exact. This is a paraphrase of the law. Okay. So however, specifically states, according to this article, who was written by Kevin Collier. Let's see. Well, I don't know. VOCATIV. Why we can't? Is it Voactiva.com? I know I'm not pronouncing.
Voactive? I don't know.
Is it Voactive? It is Voactive, isn't it?
Oh, how about that? I got that right.
Why those were anyway? Voactive. Sorry, I apologize. Says the Department of Motor Vehicles shall not implement any procedures or process that involves the use of biometric identifiers.
I would have to read it in its full context because that sounds like, well, then you can't have a photo ID, right?
No, I think that I don't think that's it. I think what they're saying is you can't identify somebody with software
Yeah, but I don't see
via
that
the
in that
photo.
paraphrase. That's what I'm saying. There needs.
So
to
I
be.
guess you couldn't use Apple
Maybe.
Pay to pay for your stuff at the DMV either.
Well, I
mean,
mean,
Well, no, because they're not the ones incorporating it.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, I am. And it's been a long day, so it's great to be right again.
According to James Law,
Been wrong.
the
several
executive
times
director of the
today.
ACLU said in a statement, in addition to violating Vermont law, DMV's facial recognition program invades Vermonters' privacy. Of course, he goes on to say that disproportionately targets people of color, places immigrants at increased risk of harm, and lacks due process protections to prevent further abuse, he says.
It's interesting.
So I don't know where that stands. Anyway, if you're a Vermonter, look out.
So we got a little bit of update on the Superbook.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, we haven't
So
had
they should be shipping them. I think starting next, if not already now. They're shipping. You remember I had the opportunity to be one of the, and I was
Yes.
like, no, I don't want to be an early one. So I'm waiting till they get that out. So they are starting to ship some.
Wow.
That's my understanding.
Awesome.
Shipping the Superbook.
So, yep. So if you ordered yours, you should be getting it. Soon-ish.
Well, Bruce and the Guru, did you get to see any of Google I/O
No.
at all?
I was working.
Yeah, I was too, but I did. I saw some. I saw a replay. I didn't see it live. I saw a replay of it.
Yeah, this week it's been crazy busy, even after
Well,
work.
I've been busy
so.
too.
I mean, after work. Like
It was on May 17th.
Oh, I thought it was this week.
I'm not going to cover the whole thing, but I am going to talk about a few things. Number one, it was out in, as far as I know, it's out in California, and it's an outdoor event.
It should be in Jacksonville, Alabama.
Yeah.
Outdoor event. We have great outdoor spaces.
Well, the thing is pretty neat. I mean, it's a big area. It looks like a
amphitheater.
Amphitheater is what it looks like.
We've got one of those too.
It's much bigger than that, Guru.
We got one in Anniston too.
I mean,
or not we, but
there
there's one
was.
in Anniston. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Actually, I think there's one. No, I mean they a nice one.
Oh.
I mean, they got theater seating.
You said, "Oh, we've got no." That's a nice one.
Well, it is. It is.
Is it like the Hollywood Bowl? It's an amphitheater. But this is in Northern California. This is in the Silicon Valley.
See, it's in Shoreline Amphitheater in Mountain View.
Yes, yeah, Silicon Valley. Go ahead.
of
Go
course it
ahead.
would
I'm getting you off. So go ahead.
Well, what I wanted to cover is a few interesting things that some takeaways that I have, just personally. I don't know how many of you know. We've talked on this show 100 times at least about Apple and their desire to once again attempt to corner a market of education. And granted, I give.
And
it
I think they're doing a okay job because they have a price point, a good price point with some of the Chromebooks. You can get that price down low, and with the Google Apps for Education, and they offer that basically for no charge to schools. So anyway.
Yeah, correct. Well, but that's the Google side.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get to that. But my point is that iOS, Apple, they.
Oh, you're talking about Apple side?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We've been dealing,
Oh, the Apple side.
Yeah, I know, but
Anyway.
I don't want to get into that part of it. I'm just saying that there is that side, and they've been trying to corner the market for a while. And look, let's face it.
Yeah.
No matter what they do on these iPads, it's pricey.
It is.
You can get into a Chromebook for a lot less. Maybe it won't do quite the same. Maybe it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that an iPad would. I'm not really comparing them from that standpoint.
Correct.
But I'm talking
But
about
in terms
basic features.
You're trying to implement technology in the classroom.
Right.
And
Basic
that
features.
there's a scarcity of money. What can the most bang for my buck?
Right. Exactly right.
Yeah.
And plus, you got to look at it another way too. And we talked about this a little bit, but I'm gonna go into this a little more. Is it has a tactile keyboard? Most of the Chromebooks has a full keyboard, QWERTY.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot different. You're going to be able to do a lot of really basic things like teaching typing and all those things.
Yeah.
That they won't get with the exact same experience. Yes, you could have a Bluetooth keyboard with your iPad.
But yeah, that's more cost.
That's more cost and an added thing. It's so these things add up. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I actually think that if Google stays its course, it's going to hand Apple its lunch at the end of the day on this education thing. It's got some things it's working on going forward. One of the things, Bruce, that they talked about is that I think finally Google has taken a page and understood that people want their data to stay on their device. And they alluded to that possibly with this new machine learning and AI built into the phones, that some of the data would stay on the device for things like talking to the Google Assistant in some form or fashion. The new Photos app. The new Photos app, the updates are going to be amazing.
Yeah.
They really are. One of the coolest things is going to be photo books. I don't know if it's going to take off as well as I think it was, but the gist of it is you could grab a swath of your photos and say, okay, I want to make a book of it. And for $9.99 starting out, they will ship you a printed photo quality book, the paper kind. You can go up and up and up in price. But what was cool about it, you could just give it a bunch of photos and it would go through there with this machine learning and figure out which ones are duplicates if you had those. What's the best quality one of the duplicates? Maybe pick the faces from just, say it's a vacation or something.
Yeah.
And you could fix it where it would just print one of those out and mail it to grandma.
I'm sure you get to preview it.
Yes, you do get to preview it. But I noted they went over a lot of these things. I'm not going to cover everything, but it was some highlights. This is a neat thing.
Who does? My wife uses somebody.
Yeah, there's different.
There's Shutterstock.
There's different companies that do this.
Yeah, it was Shutterfly.
Yeah, and they do a good job.
And I know she spent a lot of time building one of those books.
But this is just grabbing out of your photo app and just
it would have been just as much. I know she spent a ton of time.
And
building
plus,
that book.
like Walmart and Target and Walgreens, they do the same stuff as well.
There's another thing, and I may have the name wrong, but it's like shared libraries. Okay, so you and me and Guru, we go on a trip.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
with the Hey Techies credit card.
Whatever the Hey Techies credit card.
Michael breaks down and actually pulls it out.
Instead of me trying to, I had this cool photo of you, Bruce. I had this cool. I could say if a photo of Bruce's picture or Guru's picture, it shares to your library and your library on your Photos app.
That would be convenient because technically right now I share my entire photo album with my wife.
But what it would do,
and there's probably a lot of work pictures in there. That
right?
I don't need to see.
But what you could do is say your children. If you have facial recognition of your children, I know it's a little scary, but if you had that, is what I'm saying. Yeah. The app would say, okay, I'm only going to share photos with your wife of your kids that you take immediately.
Yep, that's pretty neat.
Well, the other thing, however, and so if you took a group of stuff and you had yourself, like with a lot of other people, it might not send that one to your wife.
Yeah,
it would keep that, because I know it's however is a good however party. Sure. It's a little scary at times.
I agree.
They went over the TPU instead of a CPU, a TPU.
Oh yeah.
Where that
like the TPP, the Trans-Pacific
not really,
Partnership.
but it was interesting because now they're building a cloud computing out of TPU. They're stacking them. They showed this place that they had them stacked, and it was amazing actually.
See, I just don't know. I don't know on this.
Yeah, I know that part is scary.
Personalize Google Photos by choosing your face. It's asking me which one's you.
Right.
And
I understand that. I know this is.
Yeah, I knew you weren't going to like that, Bruce.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't say it was without caution. I think what they're doing is amazing. But here's another example. Another one's called.
Gonna have to stop and think about.
Yeah,
this.
I know. I knew you would. Photo Lens. I think that's what it's called. Google Lens. Sorry, Google Lens. Maybe it's called Google Lens. What Google Lens would allow you to do, in part of it is you could say, for instance, they showed this a thing where did we miss a break, Guru? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yes.
Oh well, we better go to break. I'm sorry, just saw the
We'll
clock.
go over this morning. It'll give me time to think.
Guru says we
Hey.
got to go to break. When we come back, I'll finish what I was
Yeah.
talking about. Sorry about that. I knew we missed a
I
break.
really got to think of the implications of this.
Hey, Techies Show. Be right back.
No representation is made that the opinions of hosts here are better than those of the average tech show, but we think so.
Gamecock Outfitters, located on the square at 109 Ladica Street in Jacksonville, provide customers with outdoor apparel and gear. Gamecock Outfitters is able to help you find exactly what you need for every outdoor adventure. Gamecock Outfitters is open Tuesday through Friday from 10 o'clock to 5:30 and Saturday from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. For additional information, contact them at 256-435-2008 or check out their website at GadsdenOutfitters.com.
1, 2, 3, my baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure. But does she really wanna, but can't stand to see me walk out the door?
Welcome back into the Hey Techies Show. What?
When did they start these photo books?
Recently, like in the last week.
Man, they should have
Have you
done this like
noticed
a
that
month ago or 2 months ago.
Have you noticed some of your
for
apps
Mother's
have
Day.
updated on your phone? They look a little bit different.
Good Lord, they have updated a ton.
What about Gmail? It has assisted replies in it. Have you noticed that? Down at the bottom, it'll tell you, like, for instance, if Guru sent me something, asked me a question, it might say, yes, okay, that's fine. You know, it'll give me a few choices to automatically reply back. It's like part of Google Assistant. So that's another thing. There's a lot of interesting. Oh, here's another cool one that they showed. Maybe they have algorithms now. They did this one thing where they showed a picture of a ball player. In this case, it was a girl, and the person took the picture behind a chain link fence. Okay. They showed where they have algorithms that will be able to take away the obstruction between you and the subject that you're trying to take. So in this case, it took away the chain link fence, and all you could see was the batter behind.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Oh yeah, I did see that. I guess that I didn't compute that they were doing all that stuff because I did read that. That was pretty neat.
Google Lens. The Google Lens is a cool thing because they showed.
Did we talk about this already?
No, we
Okay.
have been gone
That's
for a
true.
week. This happened on the 7th. It was the 17th.
Sorry.
We were gone the 18th. The 17th is when the actual event happened. I know it's kind of late on this, but anyway. But I really like some of these things. One thing is that is like I said, is this Google Lens, and it's really amazing because one thing they show is if you like, they use the example as flowers. You could take a picture of a flower, and Google would find out things about that flower. For instance, what it scientific name, what was its name, where you could buy it locally, what you might do to take care of it better, just things that would relate to that. That was one thing they showed. Another thing is this. Now, Bruce is not going to like this, I don't think. Pardon me. But say they gave an example. Say if you went over to a friend's house and you wanted to get on their Wi-Fi, so you went and took a picture of their network stuff is on the side of the router.
Oh, yeah.
You took a picture of their SID in there, and it automatically would take that information and sign you on to
Are
their
you
Wi-Fi.
sure we didn't talk about this? I feel like we talked about this in the
No.
show. I must have dreamt it. I swear we've had this exact same conversation.
Not this. This
Yes.
is brand new for Google. I mean, they just announced this like the 17th. We didn't have a show the 18th.
Well,
I don't know why. You did dream it.
I guess so, because I feel like we've already talked about this. I don't know how I feel about identifying.
I knew it.
Tagging.
Tagging.
I can. I don't know.
Well, I don't think you have to do that for some things like the photo book. I don't think that has anything to do with that. But if you're going to do the shared libraries, I think that it does have to figure out who the faces are and who to share,
absolutely,
and who not to share. So when I was thinking about this, I know this doesn't apply to me.
What's going to be interesting?
Because what if you said, okay, I want to share everything with my wife. Okay. And you were an unscrupulous kind of person. And you were taking pictures of you with other people that you really shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what, and then it's sent to your wife's library.
Tattle.
Yeah. I'm like, seriously?
Done.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's one of the things I thought of. It's like, okay.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Well, anyway.
You're going to watch it here in about 6 months. Bruce is coming to iOS for good.
Oh, yeah, by the way,
that's my prediction.
I forgot to mention it. Google Assistant is coming to iOS.
Oh, big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And according to
we have Siri. We're good.
According to Sundar, there are now 2 billion devices using Android of one sort or another.
2 billion with a B.
2 billion 2 billion active users.
That's still a lot.
It's amazing.
It's going to be 1,999,999,999 when Bruce leaves in a few months.
I will have to tell you.
Hey, you heard you heard it here first.
No, that's
market.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I know why.
Why?
He has a Chromecast.
So
he's not getting rid of that.
So
I don't believe it.
You can do Chromecast with iOS.
No. That's still a Google product.
Well, he has to get his Android phone.
Yeah, but isn't Chromecast running a version of Android of some type? Wouldn't it?
It's not his personal
or is it Chrome OS
smartphone. That's different. That doesn't count. It's like
I suppose not.
It's like these people that are Windows fanboys and fangirls, and they use these smart TVs that have Linux in them.
They tell right here.
And some of these different Chromecast or Fire TV stick, whatever. They run a version of Linux. What I'm saying, but yet you're a Microsoft fanboy or fangirl. I'm not calling names. I'm just saying is general. I'm speaking in generalities here. But anyway.
They tell about how that since July 2016, the incorrect word rate has dropped from 8.5 to 4.9%.
Incorrect word rate.
Right.
Like
on their Google.
Can I point out something real quick?
Yes.
Since I want to go back to these photos.
Yes.
So, I have several years of pictures of me.
Yes.
In Google Photos.
Yes.
Went ahead and identified myself. It looks like I can go back and undo it. But recently, I'm talking about within the past few days, I had my sister send me some pictures of myself as like a toddler.
Yes.
And it knows it's me.
Oh,
that is pretty daggum impressive.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary at the same time.
How would it know?
I do no clue because I have not tagged those. But I put in me, clicked on me.
You heard it here live on the Hey
And I mean,
Techies
I'm talking
show.
about, and I'll show you these. We're not going to share these.
No,
I'll show you these, and you'll be like, how is that you? I guarantee you will say that. Now, there's one that's not in here that I think looks like my son, and I'm kind of curious if that's, yeah, so we'll see.
Well,
or maybe it just hasn't uploaded yet. I don't know.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of updates, and that's just sort of a highlight. Another one that I thought was interesting, not that I would use, but they've done a lot of updates to Google Translator, basically, or part of it, and part of this machine learning where you could take a photo of a menu. Say you were at a restaurant where it's in foreign language and you didn't know anything, or you're in another country. And from a photo now, it could read what's in the photo, translate it, and tell you what it says, and offer you pictures of what the dish should look like.
Now, I don't know about the pictures, but you've been able to do that in the past. Been able to take a picture and it translate, because I've done that.
Okay.
I've done that.
Well, I'm not sure what the new. Well, maybe I misunderstood that. Then
now
they acted like that was new.
Yeah. Well, see, some of the stuff they'll act like is new, and I'm like, y'all been doing that for a while, or at least maybe that's the way I've been using it. So, I guess now they're at a point where they're confident in its abilities.
Maybe, I don't know.
But I will say it was because it was the last time I used it, it was somebody had a banner on a door, and I was like, I wonder what that says, and it was basically it was from like a New Year's celebration.
They also showed where they could take a picture of a phone number and then you could dial it.
Yeah, that's. Do you have to actually take the picture? Or you just like do it with your camera?
Yeah, maybe that one. Maybe it's not really snapping the picture.
It's kind of like using Google goggles or something.
Now they covered some of that too. I understand VR. They're hoping to. My understanding was an independent VR headset, fully
I
VR,
did hear about that.
fully AR, which would be interesting. And Guru has gone ultimately silent. He's busy. He's listening to my.
I'm listening.
Wonderful voice.
Wait a second.
I'm intently listening.
Did you forget about This Week in Tech History? Because I sure did.
I did not.
We have not forgotten about that.
That's coming up here.
Coming up.
We're going to break here in a few minutes again.
Yeah. Oh, and the last thing
I love to catch Bruce off guard.
The last thing
with
I
that.
want to touch on is something my friend told me about. And I had heard a little bit about it, and sadly, I guess I don't have anything to dig too much into it right now. But you do know that YouTube is going to have YouTube TV.
Yeah.
And it's somewhere in the neighborhood of $40, I think.
A month?
Yeah, something like that, or
that's
it's maybe
expensive.
maybe a little less. But
I hope so. $40 is kind of steep.
I don't remember the whole deal, but I will tell you this. I'm thinking it had a lot of the major networks. I think it was all the major networks.
That may be different then. It depends
wasn't-
on what networks.
You know, I got to look that up again because seems like they just lightly covered over that. But YouTube TV.
Oh, by the way, one more thing. We got this coming too. We got stuff coming.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
We'll look it up. We'll look it up this 30-second break. But anyway. And some other they did cover the next version of Android. Oh, which is mysteriously going to be possibly called
HeyTechiesShow.com. Open 24/7, as long as we don't forget to pay the bill.
Gamecock Outfitters, located on the square at 109 Ladica Street in Jacksonville, provides customers with outdoor apparel and gear. Gamecock Outfitters is able to help you find exactly what you need for every outdoor adventure. Gamecock Outfitters is open Tuesday through Friday from 10 o'clock to 5:30 and Saturday from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. For additional information, contact them at 256-435-2008 or check out their website at GadsdenOutfitters.com.
You're listening to the Hey Techies Show on WLJS Jacksonville.
Welcome back into the Hey Techies Show. No, good grief. It's time to go.
Still think that's interesting though.
It is. I told you. I figured you'd find it fascinating.
Yeah. So,
by the way, in case you're wondering, Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that a little bit. I think it's just a beard thing though. Maybe.
I think it's a beard and glasses thing.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Android O is possibly
Optimus Prime.
What do you think? No, it won't be that. What do you think?
Oreo.
What do you think? Oreo, yeah.
They're saying, I figured it'd be Oreo.
They're saying Oreo.
So got the product placement.
What
deal
else could they
with
call it?
Nabisco this time.
Oh.
Well, Oreo, that's a trademark name, so they got some.
Well, so was Kit Kat.
Hey, Guru, real quick question on programming languages. Do you know? I guess I apologize. This is where I'm not a programmer. Kotlin, have you heard of it?
No, I have not.
Well, they were all excited about that's going to be a
How do you spell
supported Kotlin, isn't that? Kotlin, sorry, Kotlin. Not two T's, one T.
I've never heard unless, let's see, the Kotlin programming language.
Well, apparently they were
Kotlin, there's a getting started with Kotlin Java?
Well, apparently
Is it
it
some
was
sort
a
of-
big deal because they were all cheering that it was going to be supported now with Android. I mean, they were just the developers are
Just
just.
100
You would have thought Elvis came out there.
100% interoperable with Java and Android. So
Yeah. So anyway, just
somehow it may compile in the Java bytecode.
Also, Bruce.
Yeah.
Android Go. Have you heard of that? It's where.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, great. I'm glad you heard of it. It's where
Yeah, it runs on the Java virtual machine. I'm sorry.
phones under 1 gigabyte of memory, like lower spec devices, will be able to run lower spec apps of the versions of the Google.
The Jotlin language is
Mhm.
probably tied to President Trump because it was started by programmers in Russia.
Oh, there we go. That's it. Yeah, it's all.
That's
it. It's
that's,
all
that's
Russia's.
that's breaking news.
Yeah. So Kotlin is
Let's call the news networks right now.
Kotlin is tied to Russian developers. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, its primary development was from a team of JetBrains programmers based in St. Petersburg, Russia.
Oh, there you go.
The name comes from Kotlin Island, which is near St. Petersburg.
Well, we've delayed it.
First appeared in 2011.
Well, we've delayed it long enough. Normally around this time, we turn it over to the wise and talented and yellow shirt wearing guru tonight. Bright yellow.
Yeah, I got some compliments on
It's
my yellow
like,
shirt.
I know.
I brought sunshine into the studio.
Yeah, in the studio here tonight. You have brought sunshine.
Yeah, somebody earlier used that same statement when they were in another room on campus, had no windows. Like, you brought sunshine into this
That's
room.
right. Without further ado, this week in tech history with the guru.
And it's not about Kotlin. Sorry, Bruce.
Good.
So you ready?
Still,
for your,
yeah, I'm probably still not.
So
gonna
Bruce
do it.
has to guess this just by date alone. So are you ready for your date?
I suppose.
Okay, I'm ready to cue a little thinking music here. Your date is May 19th of 2006. He's thinking. He's off mic, so he said, "Hang on, give him a second." So
I was just saying, I was looking at the calendar because I was like, "Is that within the week?"
it is. I verified that before I used it.
It is just barely 2006.
I don't have a clue.
It's these near term ones. It
is the near term one because so much happened in tech.
2006.
Yep, May the 19th, a week ago, Friday.
Yeah, just barely within.
Well, it counts.
It does.
Unfortunately for you, it does count.
Man,
You struggling?
Yeah, I've very much so.
Have I stumped Bruce?
Hold on.
He's going to take a stab.
Oh, here it comes.
When did Twitter come out? No, that's not within the week. And I don't think that was in 2006.
I just want to know how he keeps all this straight in his head.
I don't. It's getting harder the older I get. Oh man, and especially on a day like today.
Yes, just really not fair.
Oh,
So, yeah, that is a sad situation.
Yes, the whole day. This whole
It has been
This
a
whole
rough
show
day.
is a sad situation. That's the
Show title.
Yeah,
Sad situation.
Sad situation.
Okay, we won't count it, but can you give me a hint?
I'm not giving no hints. I don't. That does. I'm sorry. That's outside the rules.
It is outside.
I need
the very restrictive rules.
I'm gonna tell you what it is once you guess, and you'll know whether it's right or wrong, and you'll know the answer. But you got to give a guess first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, we cover space, we cover aviation, anything
Cover
that is
we cover.
remotely
We had Larry
tech.
McReynolds. NASCAR.
You would be like, it's non-tech. It's so non-tech. It's This Week in Tech History.
I got a feeling this one is.
Really?
This I don't know it. I don't. He doesn't put it. I don't have a clue what it is.
I keep this close.
Yeah, he's
to myself.
close.
It's
to
confidential.
He's
Even
confidential. I mean,
it's called producer privilege. I don't have to share this.
Dude, I have no clue.
So you're not even gonna try.
I wanted to say Twitter, but I don't think it's Twitter.
It's not Twitter. So that your answer?
I mean, I guess.
Not really.
Okay. Not really.
Well, that's it. Yeah, sorry.
Am I going to be like, oh?
You probably will. So on May 19th of 2006, a famous icon opened to the public. It's 20,000 square feet in size. It is in New York City on Fifth Avenue. It is Apple's famous glass cube store on Fifth Avenue.
Why would we know that one?
I care. I probably wiped that. I do remember
located
that story,
at 767 Fifth Avenue. Open 24 hours a day, 20,000 square feet, like I said. The shop is, it was built in an underground concourse of the General Motors building. And it's visible from the street level through a 32-foot glass cube designed by Apple CEO Steve Jobs at a cost of $9 million. On opening day, people stood in line for hours prior to the store opening. And here's a bonus. If you go to HeyTechiesShow.com, go to About Us, there's a picture of me in front of that store on one of my trips to the Big Apple. It's a very cool store.
I'm sure it is.
It's very crowded too.
What did it preclude?
Preclude?
Yes.
I don't know.
That's interesting. I never put that together, but that store opened a body gear before the first iPhone.
Can I see your phone? Unlocked.
You sure about that, Michael?
He is trusting. I'm just curious.
But,
I can't believe it.
But I will say,
wow, we don't have much time.
But equal time here.
What do you want to do to my phone?
I was in New York City last year.
Yeah.
I think I shared this on the show. But they have a Microsoft store on Fifth Avenue too. It's really cool.
Yeah, you told us that. Yeah,
they had the huge. They had the huge Surface. What's that thing called? Surface Hub.
No.
What was that thing called? It's like a big television screen. It's about as big as. It's like a 100-inch screen. You could ride on it.
What did you just do?
I don't know.
A smart board? What are we talking
about? It was
about?
like a Microsoft Surface Hub or something.
No.
It was like $20,000.
It's the Surface Studio.
Surface? No, it's
yes, it is. The Surface Studio. It goes down like this.
No, this is before all that. It was like.
Oh, you talking about that TV?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like $20,000.
You're right.
Yeah, they had those on display.
That's right. You wrote some. I think you put our.
I put Hey Techies. I put Hey Techies. I went HeyTechiesShow.com.
That's right.
And I posted it on Twitter.
That's right. That's what you did.
And I left it when I walked out the store. It's like, there you go. Hey Techies was here.
Yeah,
I know, and they were running after me afterwards, like, oh, we want your autograph.
Well, I know that's not true.
That is not true.
Fake news for sure.
That is fake news.
You are fake news.
I am fake news for that. But I did write HeyTechiesShow.com on there. So
speaking of New York, did you know that they're preparing to have autonomous cars tested there?
Really?
Yes.
When's it supposed to be ready for testing? Next week,
let's see. The road time frame to apply and start testing has opened since April.
Oh, okay.
The pilot program and the law allowing drivers' vehicles on the road is set to expire in April 1st, 2018, according to an article.
So interesting.
Yep.
How about this? This is sort of Google, but it's sort of a rumor. I know we're at the very end of the show, but we didn't really have a rumor segment. But this is a rumor I want to share. Excuse me. This was this week. Okay, wasn't an old one. But Google-owned Nest is said to be. Wait.
Go ahead. I'm listening to every word you're saying.
So Nest, which is owned by Google, is apparently working on a 4K home security camera.
Yeah.
I will say this Ring, the Ring doorbell people.
Yeah.
They have that, and then they have some security cameras, and even one that's built into a floodlight. And you can pay them. It's basically $3 a month. Like say if you just had the Ring doorbell to save the videos and stuff, it's $3 basically $3 a month or $30 a year if you pay for the whole thing up front.
Right. Mhm.
But if you buy like the other cameras, unlimited cameras, $100 a year. Now you got to buy the cameras, but I'm saying to save your recordings. I was like, that's not bad.
Well, with
But they're wireless.
but
you know how I feel about that.
well, I love the wireless ones. You got to pull cable.
Yeah.
Because I can't get anybody to come pull cable at my house, Bruce.
I can just pull it over the air too.
But
Yeah.
but the
What?
blink cameras, you can do like 100 or 250. I forget how many, but it's escaped me. But there's so many you get for no. That's part of buying the hardware. You don't have to pay an ongoing fee. And I will say this too: they're about to release Blink is about to release outdoor cameras
Okay.
that are I mean they're meant to be out in the elements. Like they're waterproof. They're even have the night vision mode where the infrared light and all that to where if you have it like mounted out on a tree or something in your yard, if somebody was out there walking in your yard at night, it could pick them up. So that's pretty interesting because I like my Blink cameras. Very happy with my Blink cameras.
Hey, he likes his Blink cameras.
I do. I really do.
Do you know there's an Apple designer, Guru? He made a $12,000 hourglass.
What?
Yes.
Like the kind with the sand through the hourglass?
$12,000.
$12,000?
According to this.
Because he had nothing else better to do.
Well, apparently people with $12,000 to spend on it have nothing better. What's the kicker is you have to put $6,000 non-refundable for a deposit.
So he's selling these.
100 pieces were made.
So you have to put down $6,000 to get a $12,000.
According to this. It weighs about 3.3 pounds.
That's it? 3 pounds? That thing better be as big as
the
its
balls
counter.
are so tiny and smooth that they flow
They're
through
fantastic.
the hourglass like liquid.
They're fantastic. They're the best.
Fantastic.
I bet you Donald Trump's got one at Mar-a-Lago.
Nah, I don't think so.
He will. It'll have gold little flakes in it or sand grains or whatever.
Well, it looks like we had somebody calling.
Uh-oh.
But unfortunately, they called at the wrong time.
Yeah. We got like 50 seconds left in this show.
So
We're
sorry.
running out of time.
So that's weird. We got a call at the beginning. You're
Beginning in
you're
the end.
doing something.
No,
He's
it's
doing
not
something.
me. I promise.
He's doing something.
That would
They're
be
probably telling us
funny.
they want us to get off the air. They want to listen to Undercurrents.
Yeah, that could
I
be.
do miss undercurrents.
They could be. Well, they're just not going to give up.
Well-
Well, we appreciate the phone call.
Yeah, definitely tune in
But
next.
back to this Nest camera real quick. We got 30
Oh.
seconds. The confidence level, according to Android Police, is a 10 out of 10. So apparently it's coming. So you can have your Nest camera video in 4K. So when somebody walks up to your front door or whatever you've got surveilled, like it'll be in 4K.
Wow.
Be great for YouTube,
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you could be right.
So we'll see.
Well, we appreciate all of our listeners everywhere. We thank you so much for spending the evening with us. It's 2 hours of your life. And we really enjoyed it. So from all of us to all of you, have a great weekend.
The Hey Techies Show is produced by The Guru and co-produced by Mike Stedham. Join us again next time for another exciting installment of The Hey Techies Show. It's going to be great, maybe.
Live from